How has your directing style evolved from your first film to now?
Thankfully, it's evolved from my first film. uh, Early on, I really was much more focused on story and theme, oftentimes at the expense of the really the film experience. And over time, and just through just repetition of trying, of shooting constantly, learning more about it. To me, it's much more now about the psychology and the visceral experience. You know, Still enjoy some good dialogue, that sort of thing, but really, to me, it's not about what's said as much as about what is experienced by the audience. And that was the biggest change for me conceptually, which has really changed the way that I approach directing now. One of the biggest things for me has been getting to a point where I trust my actors to know the character as well, if not better than I do. So that way the choices they make on screen are natural to them, that it's not me telling them to do this, it's them deciding that's what the character needed to do. This is what the character would have done in that moment. Same thing with really almost any department on a film. I want whoever is there, I want them to feel empowered that they're there because they know exactly what this film needs for that moment. There's been times where that hasn't worked. I've had to step in and take a more dictator type approach. But most of the time, I really like having that sort of environment on set where everybody feels like they are an active contributor to the creative output of the film, to what it's actually saying. But again, especially with actors, I think it's just so key that they feel comfortable and that they're not being judged, that they're not, I don't ever want them to feel like they made the wrong choice. I'll say something like, instead of saying, oh, no, don't do it that way, do it this way. Instead, I'll say, that was great, but how if we try it this way? That was really good, but let's just try maybe a little bit more anger or a little bit more sarcasm or something like that, and try to find those ways to where they never feel like they did it wrong. And Vanya, the lead in Blood from Stone, he started joking with me about it whenever I said he did it great. He's like, you mean I sucked? I'm like, no, he didn't suck. So he caught on to some of my tricks. But it really is, because it isn't necessarily a wrong choice. There is no wrong choice. It's all about, knowing how to get it to where I want it to go. And honestly, one of the greatest things for me as a director is all the work I've done as an editor and as a DP. I didn't set out to do either of those. I just did them out of necessity because I had no budgets. And so, I just had to figure it out myself. But doing that, especially doing interviews for clients, we do an hour-long interview and I have to edit it into a 1-minute video. All that type of stuff over the years has helped me when I'm directing, when I'm watching a scene. I can see it and edit it in my mind and know, we got that line, oh no, we didn't get that line. Okay, that one was decent. And then I can kind of just keep that organized in my brain so that I don't yell, or I don't say that, to move on to the next scene or the next part until I know we've gotten all the takes we need for it to come together in editing. And that's been a huge, huge help, because early on, I was just never sure if we had it. I'm like, I think we do. And then I get into editing and I'm like, oh, no, we didn't get it. So that's been a huge help too, is just finding those great moments and being able to file it away in my brain, like seeing the edit as it's happening. And even to a certain extent, my screenwriting, I write an edited film. This Fray and this one, the scene count is obscene because it's a lot of back and forth between scenes. So literally my script is almost verbatim what you see on camera, with the exception of some improv by the actors. But scene organization, just everything flows exactly as it is in the final film. There's only one scene that got cut and two that got shortened a little bit.